In today's video, we are going through often repeated questions on neurophysiology. So, for the first question we have, what is the functional unit of the nervous system? A. Astrocyte, B. Axon, C. Neuron, and D. Spinal cord. The most correct answer here is C. The neuron, because neurons are the primary cells that receive, process, and transmit information into the nervous system. Question number 2. Which ion is primarily responsible for the resting membrane potential of neurons? A. Calcium ion, B. Sodium, C. Potassium ion, and D. Chloride ion. The most correct answer here should be C. Potassium ion, because the resting membrane potential is mainly due to the movement of potassium out of the neuron through a leak channel. Question number 3. What is the threshold potential for triggering an action potential in most neurons? A. Positive 30 millivolts, B. Negative 70 millivolts, C. Negative 55 millivolts, and D. 0 millivolts. The most correct answer here should be C. Negative 55 millivolts, and this is because if the membrane potential reaches negative 55, the voltage gates, which is the sodium channels, open and they trigger an action potential. Question number 4. The propagation of an action potential along a myelinated axon is called A. Continuous conduction, B. Retrograde signaling, C. Saltatory conduction, and D. Passive diffusion. The most correct answer here should be C, which is saltatory conduction. In myelinated axons, the action potential actually jumps between the nodes of Fravia, and this speeds up transmission. Question number 5. What neurotransmitter is released at the neuromuscular junction? A. Dopamine, B. Norepinephrine, C. Serotonin, and D. Acetylcholine. The most correct answer here is D. Acetylcholine, because acetylcholine, which is ACH, is released by motor neurons to stimulate muscle contraction. Question number 6. What structure receives signals from other neurons? A. Axon hillock, B. Axon terminal, C. Dendrites, and D. The node of Fravia. The most correct answer here should be C. The dendrites, because the dendrites are tree-like extension that receives incoming signals and transmits them towards the soma. Question number 7. Which glial cell produces myelin in the central nervous system? A. The Schwann cell, B. The microglia, C. Oligodendrocytes, and D. The astrocytes. The most correct answer here should be C. Oligodendrocytes, and this is because the oligodendrocytes form myelin sheets around the CNS axon, enhancing signal speed. Question number 8. What part of the neuron generates action potential? A. Dendrites, B. Synaptic cleft, C. Axon hillock, and D. Soma. The most correct answer here should be C. The axon hillock, because the axon hillock integrates incoming signals and initiates the action potential if the threshold is reached. Question number 9. During depolarization of a neuron, which ion enters the cell? A. Potassium, B. Sodium, C. Chloride, and D. Calcium. The most correct answer here is B, which is sodium, because depolarization occurs when the voltage gated sodium channels open and then sodium enters the cell. Question number 10. What happens during repolarization phase of an action potential? A. Sodium channels open, B. Potassium channels open, C. Calcium enters the neuron, and D. C. Chlorine ion enters the neuron, and D. Calcium ions are released. The most correct answer here should be B, which is potassium channels open, and this is because potassium exits the cell, making the inside more negative, and this helps to restore resting potential. Question number 11. Which neurotransmitter is primarily inhibitory in the central nervous system? A. Glutamate, B. GABA, C. Acetylcholine, and D. Norepinephrine. The most correct answer here should be B. GABA, because GABA is the main inhibitory neurotransmitter in the CNS. Question number 12. What is the role of calcium ion in neurotransmission? A. It repolarizes the neuron. B. It opens sodium channels. C. It triggers neurotransmitter release. And D. It blocks potassium channels. The most correct answer here should be C. It triggers neurotransmitter release, because when calcium ions enter the presynaptic terminal, it causes the synaptic vesicles to fuse with the membrane and it releases the neurotransmitters. Question number 13. What is the refractory period? A. The time when the neuron is more likely to fire again. B. The time during which the neuron cannot fire another action potential. C. The resting potential stage. And D. The stage of maximum depolarization. The most correct answer here should be the time during which a neuron cannot fire another action potential. During refractory period, the sodium channels are inactivated, preventing another action potential from being generated. Question number 14. Which part of the brain regulates the autonomic functions like heart rate and respiration? A. The cerebellum. B. The cerebrum. C. The medulla oblongata. And D. The hypothalamus. The most correct answer here should be C. The medulla oblongata. The medulla controls vital autonomic functions such as heart rate, respiration, and blood pressure. Question number 15. What is the function of myelin? A. Protect neuron from pathogen. B. Enhance blood supply. C. Speed up nerve impulse conduction. And D. Create neurotransmitters. The most correct answer here should be C, which is speed up nerve impulse conduction. Question number 16. Which structure acts as a relay station for sensory impulses in the cerebral cortex? A. The hypothalamus. B. The thalamus. C. The pons. And D. The midbrain. The most correct answer should be B. The thalamus, because the thalamus processes and relays sensory input to the appropriate areas of the cerebral cortex. Question number 17. Which of the following is the function of the synaptic nervous system? A. Constricts pupil. B. Decrease heart rate. C. Increase digestive activities. And D. Dilates the bronchioles. The most correct answer here should be D, which is dilate the bronchioles, because the synaptic system prepares the body for the fight or flight response, which include the bronchodilation for improving oxygen intake. Question number 18. Where are neurotransmitters stored before release? A. The axon helix. B. The synaptic cleft. C. The synaptic vesicles. And D. The myelin sheaths. The most correct answer here should be C, the synaptic vesicles, because the neurotransmitters are stored in vesicles in the presynaptic terminal and are released into the synaptic cleft upon stimulation. Question number 19. Which glial cell acts as the immune defense in the CNS? A. Astrocytes. B. Oligodendrocytes. C. Schwann cell. And D. Microglia. The most correct answer should be D, microglia, because microglia are specialized macrophage-like cells that respond to injury or infection in the central nervous system. Question number 20. Which ion must enter the presynaptic neuron terminal to initiate neurotransmitter release? A. Sodium ion. B. Potassium ion. C. Chlorine ion. And D. Calcium ion. The most correct answer should be D, which is calcium ion, because the voltage gated calcium channels actually open in response to an action potential, allowing the calcium ion to enter and trigger the vesicle fusion. So there you have it, number 1 to 20 on often repeated questions on neurophysiology. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and then you can subscribe for more contents like this. And also don't forget to share this to your class group so that they can also learn from it. Until next time, thank you for watching.